What if I told you that the world's largest island is at the center of a new global power struggle? This isn't a future scenario from a blockbuster movie. It is happening right now. Greenland, a vast territory covered mostly in ice. It is home to only about 56,000 people, roughly the size of a small town. Yet this sparsely populated landmass has become a focal point for the world's most powerful nations. The United States, Russia, China. They see it not as a remote wasteland, but as a critical piece on the 21st century geopolitical chessboard. The reason for this sudden interest is a complex mix of geography, climate, economics. For decades, Greenland was seen through the lens of Cold War strategy, vital for military bases and early warning systems. Its strategic value was rooted in position, unchanged. But today, new factors are coming into play. The world is changing, and as the climate warms, the ice that defined Greenland for millennia is beginning to melt. This transformation unlocks new possibilities and new rivalries. Among Greenland's most critical strategic features is its role in forming the GIUK gap. This acronym stands for the Greenland-Iceland United Kingdom, a stretch of the North Atlantic that has been one of the world's most important naval choke points for over a century. This wide expanse of ocean is the primary gateway between the Arctic and the open Atlantic. For a navy based in northern Russia, such as its powerful northern fleet, transiting the GIUK gap is the main way to break out and project power into the Atlantic. Consequently, for NATO, controlling this gap has always been a top priority. During the Cold War, the GIUK gap was a major theater of undersea warfare. NATO invested heavily in a network of underwater hydrophones known as SOSUS. Allied maritime patrol aircraft surface ships attack submarines constantly patrolled, a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. Today, the historic Thule Air Base has been renamed Pituffik Space Base, a change that reflects its modern and evolving mission. Its primary mission remains ballistic missile early warning. The upgraded solid-state phased array radar system at Pituffik provides continuous surveillance of the northern polar region, ready to detect and track any missile launch that could threaten the United States-Canada. Beyond missile warning, Pituffik's mission has expanded into space control. The base hosts a Space Force squadron dedicated to tracking orbiting objects, active satellites, hazardous space debris. Its northern latitude gives a unique vantage point for satellites in polar orbits, essential for space domain awareness. Knowing what's happening in orbit, who is operating there, identifying threats to U.S. space assets, allied space assets. The Arctic is warming faster than almost any other region on Earth. This warming is not a subtle shift. It is a dramatic reshaping of sea ice, permafrost, and coastlines. For Greenland, the most visible effect is the retreat coastal ice offshore ice. This change is opening ocean water that was impassable for regular commercial traffic only a generation ago. The promise is straightforward: shorter voyages, lower fuel costs, faster connections between major markets. Shipping companies must plan around narrow windows that differ by route and by year. The variability adds complexity to supply chains. Transit times become less predictable. Contingency routing is necessary. Beneath Greenland's colossal ice sheet, hidden from view for millennia, lies a geological treasure trove of immense strategic value. As the ice melts and advanced exploration technologies improve, the world is beginning to grasp the sheer scale of the island's mineral wealth. Geologists believe Greenland holds some of the world's largest untapped deposits of critical minerals and metals. These are not just common commodities like iron or copper, but a wide spectrum of resources essential for modern technology, green energy, and advanced defense systems. Among the many minerals found in Greenland, one category stands out for its immense strategic importance: rare earth elements, or REEs. This group of 17 metallic elements, neodymium, dysprosium, yttrium, they are the secret ingredients of the modern technological world, indispensable for manufacturing a vast array of high-tech products. Smartphones, computer hard drives, LED screens, electric vehicle motors. Their unique magnetic and conductive properties make them essential. Currently, the global market for rare earths is overwhelmingly dominated by China. While the United States eyes Greenland's resources and strategic location, China eyes Greenland's resources and strategic location, Russia has been aggressively reasserting its own dominance across the Arctic. Following a period of post-Soviet decline, Russia has embarked on a massive military buildup in the region. It has reopened and modernized dozens of Cold War-era military bases along its vast Arctic coastline, from the Kola Peninsula near Norway to the Chukotka Peninsula across from Alaska. This network of bases forms a formidable arc of power projection. China, a nation with no Arctic coastline, has emerged as a major player, styling itself as a near-Arctic state. In 2018, China released its first Arctic policy white paper, which introduced the Polar Silk Road. Beijing's interests are primarily economic, secure new resources, shorter shipping routes. To advance these ambitions, China has been engaging in icebreaker diplomacy and scientific research. China has shown particular interest in Greenland's infrastructure and resource sectors. Greenland now finds itself at the epicenter of a three-way strategic competition between the United States, Russia, and China. Each of these great powers has distinct but overlapping interests in the island, turning it into a focal point of 21st century geopolitics. The United States, the incumbent power, views Greenland through the prism of homeland defense and as a critical source of strategic minerals to counter Chinese dominance. Caught in the middle of this escalating rivalry are the 56,000 people of Greenland. They are navigating a treacherous path, attempting to leverage the newfound interest from global powers to achieve their own goals of economic prosperity and political autonomy, while simultaneously trying to avoid becoming a pawn in a much larger geopolitical game. The choices they make about which mines to approve, which countries to partner with on infrastructure, and how to balance their relationship with Denmark and the United States will have profound consequences, not just for their own future, but for the strategic balance of power in the entire Arctic region. The story of Greenland is ultimately a story of tension, a delicate and high-stakes balancing act. It is the tension between climate-driven opportunity and the immense security risks that come with it. The same melting ice reveals valuable minerals and opens new seaways. It also creates a more accessible arena for military competition and environmental disaster. For every potential economic reward, there is a corresponding geopolitical peril. This central paradox defines the difficult choices facing every actor with a stake in the island's future. Looking ahead, the near-term scenarios for Greenland are fraught with complexity. The United States will almost certainly continue to deepen its engagement militarily, economically, diplomatically. Russia will continue its military buildup, treating the Arctic as its strategic bastion, testing NATO's resolve. China will persist in seeking economic inroads, scientific inroads, using its financial power as soft power projection, securing access to resources and infrastructure, patiently waiting for opportunities. The United States and its allies must offer a compelling and respectful partnership model that provides tangible economic benefits, not just security guarantees to the people of Greenland. For their part, Greenlandic leaders must skillfully balance external interests, leveraging them to build local capacity, sustainable development, while fiercely protecting their sovereignty and pristine environment. The world must recognize that Greenland is not a prize to be won, but a homeland to be respected. The final, stark warning is this: choices made in the next decade will have repercussions far beyond the Arctic Circle. They will set precedents for how the world manages the intersection of climate change, resource competition, and geopolitics. A miscalculation, a broken promise, or an act of aggressive competition could destabilize a region once marked by peaceful cooperation. The future of the High North is not yet written. Whether it becomes a zone of conflict or a model for managed competition depends on leaders in GIUK Copenhagen, Washington, Moscow, Beijing. The world is watching, and the stakes could not be higher.